Joe, thank you for taking some time to talk with me and to tell us a little bit about your experience here at the Sheraton New Orleans. So you started right after we opened, I think, right, in 1982?
1982, December the 2nd. I actually started here.
Wow, and so that was 40 years ago, a whole lifetime almost, or half a lifetime. And so at the time, what were you thinking when you applied? Why did you stop by here and look for a job?
Well, I had a friend of mine. He had told me about the job. He told me he was doing security here at the time, and he met the laundry manager at the time, and he knew I had just got laid off from my previous job. I've been out of work for about close to a month. And I had a son. I had just had a son. He was about a year and a half when I started. So I came, I had another offer to drive trucks and stuff, but I knew that I didn't want to do that. 'Cause I just had a son, and that's what my father was doing at the time. And he's away from home, and I didn't want that. So I came and put in the application, and they called me. He called me.
Okay.
I had the application. He looked over my application, and he saw. He said, "Oh, you came from a chemical plant. It was an aluminum plant. It was Kaiser Aluminum out there in Sheraton. I worked out there for about maybe 4.5 years before they laid me off. But I was just hoping to go back there. So I was thinking I was only going to be here for about maybe, a few months until they called me back. But they wound up fooling, and I wound up staying and started off in the laundry. I was a laundry mechanic, a laundry attendant.
Okay.
Laundry attendant. I did that for a job until the opening came up next door. Because at the time we was taking care of the employees' uniform,
Okay.
suits, guest clothes. He was doing all that on property. And I did that for a while. And Miss Debbie, she retired now, and she stopped me in the hallway and told me about the job in engineering. She said, "Joe, you need to apply for that." Never forget Miss Debbie for that. I always think about that. And so I did. So I wound up getting on over there, working with the electricians.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to do that. And I worked under Joe Forrester for some years. Wound up getting my third-class electrician license through him. And experience, And I meet my wife here.
Did you really?
Yeah, I met my wife here. Still married. We got a son that's just made 29.
Wow.
Yeah, he's 29 and got his master's. And I'm so proud, So
had a whole rich life while you worked here. Did you? There's been a lot of change over the years. We've had a lot of renovations. We changed we changed company a few times, right? Sheraton to Starwood to now Marriott.
Right. AT&T. I experienced all that, and
right.
Yeah.
And when you think about the sense of our building and the community that we have here, what really resonates the most with you? Why have you stayed 40 years?
Stayed for 40 years because I always like working with a team, working with people. And right now, our department, not just our department, but everybody, is just, we like family here. I really think that, I can go to anybody and ask them anything I need help, and everybody's just so willing to help one another. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, Joe, after 40 years, I know we're proud of you, and I'm sure your family is too. You had a son that was 1 when you started, so he's 40-something now, right?
Yes. Yes.
So he's raised his family or raising his?
He's raising his. In fact, he got a daughter that's graduating high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, next month on the 9th, yeah.
It's amazing how, over that point in time, everything just continues on and continues to grow. You don't expect it. How long did you think you'd be here when you started?
I thought I'd be here. In fact, when he interviewed me, Mr. Bates, Mr. Robert Bates, that was his name. He was over laundry. He actually said, "Joe, you think you're gonna be with us for a while?" You know, because before I worked here, I was working a little more money than I started. And I told him, yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot,
Okay.
And 40 years later, I'm still here.
That's great.
Yeah.
And before we wrap up, any recommendations or advice you'd have for the folks who are just starting with us over the last year or two?
Yeah, everybody, just to learn all you can. Just learn something about every different department, because the more you know, the more valuable you is with the team. Yeah, so
That's great
I do
advice.
that.
Great advice. Well, thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Welcome,
all
John.
you've done for us and for our guests.
Thank you, John.